So I think I sorted out all the technical issues, but I missed reviewing Ready Player One, which I did see. So I'm going to do that for you really quick right now. So without any further ado, here it is. Willy Wonka and the Video Game Company is directed by Steven Spielberg, who's very old, and Ty Sheridan, who kind of sucks. It's a very well-crafted movie that lacks any kind of originality whatsoever, and if you think about it, is really fucking stupid. Basically, I didn't see any part of that game I wanted to play, so I didn't like it. Super Troopers 2, directed by Jay Chandrasekhar and stars the cast of Broken Lizard. I plan to use their names, but I have my Club Dread DVD so I can check who's who. I know all of their names, I just don't know who is connected to each name. I know Jay Chandrasekhar is the brown one, and he's my favorite because he's directed the most episodes of Community out of all of them. I also know that Kevin Heffernan is Farva, Lars, Landfill. I'm a big fan of these guys from way back, but it's honestly been a long time since I've seen Super Troopers. So I watched it on Friday, which, as everyone knows, is 420. And I felt really bad about that because I don't subscribe to the whole stoner culture. So I immediately watched Hot Fuzz after that so I could justify it to myself like, oh no, it's watching a funny cop movie tonight, not nothing to do with marijuana. Super Troopers tells the story of a group of oddball cops, highway patrolmen, who like to have fun more than they like to actually do their jobs. But when the job has to get done, they get it done. And that's the hallmark of a good movie, is they know how to put their shit away. Super Troopers 1 is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. Because even the other night, I was laughing my ass off at parts that I've had memorized since I was in high school. But it was a really good thing that I rewatched the first one because the second one made a lot of references to it, and they might have been a little too hazy for me to remember. It's kind of like Trainspotting 2, how I should have rewatched Trainspotting 1, but I didn't think it would matter, and then it played really heavy into it. Except Trainspotting was more of a direct sequel. This is more of a future adventure, and they even had this whole Fred Savage adventure in between that we never got to really see until the end credits. Needless to say, I loved Super Troopers 2. I thought it was funny as hell. The entire theater thought it was funny as hell. There was a few moments where I was the only person laughing, which I really like, because I like to be the only person who gets jokes. That's why I watch the Venture Brothers. And it's also why I can't talk about Venture Brothers or Archer to other people, because they don't get the jokes and they don't care to. Honestly, like, I just lie to people now and I tell them I don't watch that stuff. It's kind of hard to come up with things to say, because if I wanted to, I could have brought my notebook and like actually wrote down problems with the plot, but I didn't because it's a comedy, and above anything else, it has to make me laugh, which gratefully it did. So the best I can really do is try to compare these two movies to another comedy I saw this weekend, Game Over Man, which was pretty funny, and even though I haven't seen Die Hard, I assume that it's just like that. I think that was supposed to be a direct parody to Die Hard, right? I haven't seen Die Hard, but I pieced it together from Community and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But I've never reviewed a pure comedy like this before. I've considered it, I've passed on it, and this is exactly the reason why I passed on doing it in the past, is because I don't know how to review this. What do I say? It was funny, it had a lot of callback humor with new stuff added in. The Fred Savage bits were hilarious. My favorite part is when the Mounties are arguing about Danny DeVito. And I don't know, I loved it. I thought it was great. It certainly has been a very funny day, funny weekend for me with Hot Fuzz, 2 Super Troopers, and Game Over Man. I think I'm having a pretty good time. I'll wrap this video up now, even though it's been a while since my last video, and this one's probably going to be very short. So, I don't know. Go see it. You know you want to. Everyone wants to.